Your hard work is about to start paying off, my gorgeous Leo. Indeed, you need to understand this is going to be very important. Your hard work is about to pay off, and that means that there's certain things that are about to come to fruition in your life. That in itself, it's kind of going to surprise you, because something is actually going to unfold here, kind of at a time where when you did not expect this whatsoever. It's about kind of you waiting for something which is going to kind of take place and happen much earlier and much sooner, than you could have possibly imagined. And this is going to be good. You know why? Because it's going to find you and it's going to catch you at this perfect moment in time where you're going to be left with absolutely no option but to follow your intuition. And your intuition is absolutely incredible, and your intuition is going to be super powerful, especially when it comes to this week, because it's going to be very strong intuition, which is going to stand in between you and decisiveness. So you are not going to come like, you're not going to become like kind of like indecisive, because when you become indecisive, you kind of lose yourself, you lose your vibration, you lose your energy. So the bottom line is, my gorgeous Leone, that at the beginning of this week, things are most certainly gonna come to fruition when it comes to you and when it comes to your hard work as well. And now you will know that you are basically going to you will know that now it's time, to stand up for yourself and be clear about what you want and what you need in this life. This is very important when it comes to you coming up with some kind of structure. So it's a lot about you being this, it's a lot about discipline, it's a lot about structure, and it's also a lot about routine as well. This in itself, it's like kind of going to be very important here, because somebody kind of rather close to you and very important to you, like an immediate family member or like a really amazing friend, it's also going to give you like an excellent advice, excellent advice here, that you are really gonna be able to connect to so much, because it's coming from someone who understands you so well. But it's also like kind of going to be something that you did not kind of think about, but you are instantly gonna feel like a remarkable connection to, because also on another hand, that person who is going to give you that advice is very, very smart. It's very intelligent, it's very clever. This is someone who is quite unusual at times, someone who is quite spiritual, but somebody who's like mind-blowingly intelligent, and somebody who is not afraid of being themselves as well. So as soon as you kind of become aware of this excellent advice that person is going to give you, you will understand that, I'm not gonna be able to do this unless I come out clean. So there is something that you're gonna need to come clean, my gorgeous Leone. There is something that you're gonna need to confess. There is something that you're gonna need to come clean in order to turn over new leaf in your life. Okay, this is gonna be very, very interesting stage, because you are going to surprise yourself. You will realize at this moment in time how much you've actually changed over the last year or so. Because if you were facing this particular situation, then you would be like, no, like a few months back, you would be like, no baby, no. But now you will know, and you will realize that this is not as scary or horrible or negative or anything like that. In fact, you're gonna find this really, really challenging in the best possible way, because it's gonna make you feel extremely optimistic, but also at the same time, you are with this challenge that you're gonna feel. It's more about, I want to do this, I want to try this, I want to try that. It's gonna start opening you up, and you're gonna start feeling and sensing all sorts of directions in your life that were always there, but only now, my gorgeous Leone, you're able to slide in, you're able to bring this into your life, you're able to take this on. I'm telling you that you have been working really hard, and your hard work, it's about to start paying off. Please do trust me, my gorgeous Leone, because this is exactly how this week is going to unfold. So now also, my gorgeous my gorgeous Leone, what also is going to happen at the beginning of this week, you know, I really like this, because you're going to have an important chance also to learn something so important here. You are going to have a really mind-blowing chance also at the beginning of this week to learn something. When I say to learn something, this is like to do with things that have been on your mind for so long, but you haven't been doing anything about it. This is something that was on your mind for so long, and every single time when you would think about these things that you can, or you're going to be able to learn now, every single time that would just bring you up, that would pick you up, that would just like kind of make your energy so much more powerful. That was like your spirit would rise immediately. So it's just a certain ideas that you had on your mind for a while, but you didn't do nothing about it because you needed to have a certain chance in order to learn this. Don't worry, this is going to be absolutely obvious. So now the beginning of this week, it's also bringing you an important chance to learn something. And I know it sounds to learn something, how vague. No, baby, no, it is not vague. It's like to do with the ideas that you've had that have been on your mind for a while. So now this is all going to boil down towards you learning something very specific, you know. And there is like another a very open-minded person that you are going to be kind of maybe watching, or you're going to be listening to, somebody very open-minded who is not in your life, who's not directly connected to you, but it's perhaps maybe someone who you read about, or someone who you watch, somebody who inspires you in the best possible way, someone quite spiritual and someone quite open-minded. It's really kind of going to also like kind of be through that person. It's going to give you like through that person you're going to become even more willing to learn, because there are other things that you're going to learn through that person as well, when it comes to you kind of like a really you know, like you know, connecting to someone who you know who you really look up to, who means to you so much. And then through that person you're also going to kind of really find, I suppose, mental strength, you know, when it comes to this you know, awakening in your life. You know, it is literally you finding your strength, my gorgeous Leone, you finding mental strength, you know, because you are having a really interesting, like a spiritual awakening. It's like you like literally rejoining the world, my gorgeous Leones, you know, you coming out of some kind of isolation here. So this is really important indeed, because it means that on another hand, you're about to step into such a powerful stage of your life, but you're also about to kind of come out of your comfort zone. And this in itself, it's really important, because by the time you get to the actual mid part of this week, this is something that I really want to stress now. I really want to stress that, you know, you also need to work on some kind of addiction, my gorgeous Leone. This is so important. You need to work on some kind of addiction, because that particular addiction, it's making you feel sad. It's making you feel depressed, it's making you feel negative, it's making you feel anxious, and it's been making you feel like this for way too long, almost as if you got used to these feelings, and it's not normal. You need to snap out of it. This is not normal to feel like this for way too long. And let me tell you something, I'm not telling you you're junkie or something, do you know what I mean? Because maybe it could be like, maybe it's like alcohol, maybe it's drugs, you know, God knows what it is. But you need to understand that I'm seeing an addiction here, and addiction comes in so many different ways. You could be addicted to the internet, for example, to the internet, like a spending, and lots of people are. This is what happened to us, sadly. Lots of people are addicted to the internet, but the problem is, you know, that there is a very dark and negative things going on out there. And there are all sorts of things on the internet. There is lots of violence. there's lots of aggression, there's lots of sadness, there's also lots of negativity, there's lots of weirdness, there's too much of aggression, too much of violence on daily basis, and things are becoming only more and more violent. And why am I saying this to you? Because we don't want to fall into those brackets of our lives where we just get used to this poisonous, horrible vibration and energy. This is not something that we ignore. This is not something that we ignore to the point where we think that this is normal. I'm not saying that you're going to think that this is normal, but it's just like it's making people really scared. It's making people really negative. It's too much aggression and too much violence is going on. It's making people to be very dark and negative, and that in itself can cause so much anxiety and so much stress. And sometimes people don't even realize that this may be coming from the internet or from the wrong things that we are listening to, that we are watching. So we need to focus on things that makes us feel good, that makes us feel happy, that makes us feel optimistic, because this is something that, when it comes to the internet, for example, I'm saying this, it's like this is the way this can affect you to become more fearful, more scared of things, and this is not good because it's affecting your own freedom, and I think that at around the midweek it's going to become obvious what addiction do you need to work on. I'm talking about internet now, for example, but it could be like, it could be some, God knows, it could be absolutely, it could be anything else. Do you know what I mean? So we are very much so, very complex spiritual beings. We are so kind of identical, but then again, at the same time, we are so different as well. So it's really to do, we are complex, you see what I mean? So it's really to do with your specific situation. But at around the midweek, it's going to become obvious, it's going to become obvious where this addiction is coming from, and you need to work on. And I know it sounds like, oh my God, he's telling me to work with my addiction. No, baby, no. It is important for you to understand this, because it's been affecting you. And because it's been affecting you, it's affecting your way of thinking, it's affecting your mind now, and you're getting to the stage now where you really need to kind of establish what this is and do something about it. Because otherwise you are unnecessarily going to sacrifice yourself unnecessarily for others. You see what I mean? So otherwise you are going to sacrifice yourself unnecessarily for others. And that means that, your balance has been a little bit affected. Yeah, I don't want to be dark lala or anything like that. You are going to come out of it. You're going to snap out of it. That's why I'm telling you this. You have got the power. You've got the power. You've got the power, my gorgeously honest. So you're going to be absolutely fine. And you know what I find also really interesting at around the midweek, how you are I really want to go to kind of return to some kind of traditional values, and I like this so much. You will want to return to some kind of traditional values. And this is also going to be a lot when it comes to your life as a whole, when it comes to your life every day, when it comes to your life on daily basis. You will really kind of want to kind of simplify things in your life, but also at the same time, it's a lot about traditional values, and it's a lot about you being honest with yourself what exactly this is, because this, as soon as you become aware of you wanting to kind of return to traditional values when it comes to your life, at the same time, you are really kind of choosing, you're choosing which traditions you embrace and how exactly are you actually going to do this. But at the same time, you are going to release so much fear. And when I say to do, like, you will want to return to traditional values, at the same time, it's how you wanted your life to be for so long. And this is now, that's why, because this is like pretty much so a lot to do with your life purpose. It's a lot to do with your spiritual purpose. It's gonna feel different, and this in itself, it's also going to be so important when it comes to you releasing fear, and at the same time, like kind of like pretty much so by releasing fear, at the same time, there is, you are going to be able to be more honest with yourself, but at the same time, this path, it's going to become even more clear. Okay, so just remember that your own intuition, it's about to light the way for you as well. Okay, so and now, my gorgeous Leone, when it comes to the last part of this week, what I wanted to say, when it comes to the last part of this week, you are really going to be facing a major choice here. And especially when it comes to the 19th and the actual 20th of February, you need to pay attention to the 19th and the 20th of February, exactly what is going to happen in your life, because you will be facing a major choice here. Okay, and that major choice that you're going to be facing, it's like pretty much so, it's to do with you, realizing, oh my God, it's time to embark on a brand new beginning. Oh my God, this is going to mean to you so much, because at the same time, it's going to almost like it's bringing this freedom into your life, and you are going to be able to be original, at the same time. You will know that this is also bringing a really mind-blowing adventure into your life as well, and that in itself is like pretty much so leading towards an important new beginning. It's like almost like escape. It's like a spiritual escape towards your own freedom. It's to do with your release, It's also you with finding you, and also when it comes to the end of this week, you are really going to find such an important solution, an option for something that was like, oh my God, that you did not know what to do with whatsoever. So also at the end of this week, you're going to have you're going to find an important solution, an important option, which is going to really require from you to have some kind of final examination. Why you're going to need to have some kind of final examination? It's purely because, by you having a final examination, you will know exactly what I mean. You will know that basically that you will understand and realize exactly what you want and what you need at this stage of your life, my gorgeous Leone. This is so important. And also, when it comes to the last part of this week, you need to kind of listen to your body. Your body is going to try to tell you something. Your body is going to try to tell you something as well at around the end of the week. And you will know it is going to be very strong when it comes to body, mind, and spirit. And there is this particular part of your body that is going to need more of your attention, that you must not ignore. This is like a blessing. This is like, oh my God, like a blessing, because you will know which part of your life which part of your body needs more attention. Do you understand what I mean? So at the end of the week, if your leg is hurting, so obviously your leg is going to need some attention. Maybe you need more exercise, or maybe you need to rest. If you're really thirsty, then that means that you need to drink more water. More water. If you're like kind of a fancy eating protein, if you feel an urge to eat protein, for example, maybe your body needs more protein, so pay attention to what your body is telling you. Maybe it's like your spine is hurting, maybe you need to check your spine with your doctor. Do you know what I mean? Maybe if you've got like some kind of sciatica feeling problems, maybe you need to check that out. You see what I mean? And see what you can do about it. So please do try to see what your body is trying to let you know, my gorgeous Leone, at around the end of the week. So now I'm just going to shuffle this tarot cards, and I'm going to see what your tarot card of the week is going to be. Okay, so what your tarot card of the week is going to be, my gorgeous Leone. Okay, what your tarot card of the week is going to be. Oh la 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 la. Surprise. You see what I mean? How I started this reading. Things are coming to fruition, my gorgeous Leone. This is also a very powerful indication, but it is just like basically now you are only this week. Only this week you're going to be able to work on one of the most important visions that you ever had about your life and about your future. Not only you are going to be able to work on such an important vision, how you want your life to be, you're also going to have a really mind-blowing opportunity when it comes to that vision that you are instantly going to feel so adamant about. You're instantly going to feel so confident about. Instantly it's going to feel different. So you are going to be able to move on so much closer towards the actual vision, but the vision that you had about your life and how you want your life to be. But most importantly, you are going to have this opportunity by the end of this week, which is going to make you feel so happy and so confident and so even more determined. You are going to become so confident about this opportunity and about this vision that you are going to have. Listen to me very carefully. If you had this option and opportunity when it comes to that vision just a few weeks ago, you would be like, no baby, no, I can't do this, oh my god. But now it's gonna feel completely different. And the fact that you are gonna also feel a little bit nostalgic, at the same time, when you feel a little bit of nostalgic, you will see that your mind throughout this week is going to be going to the certain parts of your childhood, but there is someone very specific that you're going to be reminded of, that you're going to be thinking about when it comes to your childhood. That particular person, as soon as you kind of like become aware of that person, as soon as you kind of become aware of that person, there's someone very specific that you're going to be thinking about. Now that person, you are going to realize something about yourself through that particular person. Something that's missing in your life, you will realize through that person. And how you're going to realize through that person at around the time, as soon as you're reminded of someone in your childhood, maybe something that they do, maybe something that they did, somehow, this is not a coincidence, no, but somehow you will know that what's missing in your life through that particular person. This is when things are going to start becoming very, very interesting, because also very soon after, you're going to realize that this is also in itself becoming a pretty much so very powerful solution to some kind of ongoing problem in your life. Okay, my gorgeous Leonie, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.